Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today, despite my disdain for Sporcle, we're going to try the country trivia logic puzzle. From my understanding, we have a clue in each box and a country. So, this says, each country in column C is the most populous in its row and on its continent. So each country in column C is the most populated in its row and on its continent. The only country more populated than India is China, and I think they're going back and forth right now. So Suriname is in F4. Bahrain is not in this quiz. Okay, Suriname. A unique continent defines each row, and each row only has countries on that continent. So I think that's leading me to C4 here, which is going to be Brazil, because it is the most populous in South America. Okay, so we have Morocco at A2 and Iceland at B3. Canada is adjacent to Brazil, so it's going to have to be in one of these three squares. Now, I read the rules, and it counts diagonals as adjacents, which I personally disagree with, but it probably worked better for the quiz. Every four-letter country from the Americas is in this quiz. Okay, so since we have both North and South America represented, I think that forces this to be the United States, because it is the most populous in North America. Okay, so every column, or every country in column B, except for one, is an island nation. So South America has no island nations, so that makes sense. And I think this is going to have to be Cuba because of the four-letter word. Okay, the only one-syllable country starting with S is in this quiz. So I'm thinking that would be Spain, and it would have to be in either D3 or A3. I wonder if there's a way for me to sort that out yet. No. But with C2 here, that would have to be the most populous country in Africa. I think that's Nigeria. So there are exactly two countries in this row that start with M. I don't know that that helps me nail down anything, but I think the most populous country in Europe is Russia. Okay, so the United blank countries are in column D. No, two United blank countries are in column D. So we have the United States, the United Kingdom, and the United Arab Emirates. I think that means this is going to have to be the UK. Each column has just one country that begins with the letter of its column. Okay, so this is C, China. Do we have any others yet? No. Well, and I think the fact that it says Bahrain's not here, is that leading me to guess Bangladesh? Or could there be a B country I'm forgetting? I think this is going to be Bangladesh. No. Okay, so I'm going to fill this back in with exactly what I have. I'm not giving up completely yet. I want to try one more time. We got India, Morocco, Iceland, China, Nigeria, Russia, Brazil, the USA. We had Cuba and Canada. What else do we have? This should be Suriname. Did we have anything else? Yeah, we had the UK right here. Okay, so I'm going to not try to overthink. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to try not to overthink this here. The UAE is in Asia. So we're going to need that right here. Okay, 3 countries in row 5 have a capital that ends with city. Okay, so we have Mexico City, Guatemala City, and Panama City. What can we do with that? Do we know how to put them yet? We don't have any restrictions in A, I don't think. Okay, but the United Kingdom being here tells us that Spain has to be A3. All South American countries appear in alphabetical order. So what do we have before Brazil? We have Argentina and is it Bolivia? There's only 13 in South America. Yeah, so I think this is going to have to be Argentina. An O country can be found at either F1 or E3. O. I think it's going to have to be F1 and it's going to be Oman. Because that's the only country that starts with an O. No country with more than 4 words in its name is in this quiz. Okay, I don't know if that's helpful or not. But I think this is Bolivia. If Guatemala is in this quiz, then so is Madagascar. So I'm pretty confident that Guatemala is in the quiz. Does that make B2 Madagascar? There are exactly 2 countries containing M in this row. I think it does. Madagascar. Panama is in the same column as Togo. Okay, so this is not Panama. Panama is going to have to be in either of these, E or F. And so is Togo. So this cannot be Togo. Where can we put Mexico City or Mexico and Guatemala? What about the alphabetical here? A, B, C. So we could have a lot between Brazil and Suriname. We could have Chile, Colombia, Ecuador. Lots of them. No, okay, so we need to go back to the United Kingdom. Each country has each column has just one country that begins with the letter of its name. This cannot start with an A, but that doesn't help me because I've got it down to Panama, Mexico, and Guatemala. Okay, so the United States says every country in column B is an island nation. So this has to be an Asian island nation, but there's lots of them. There's Taiwan, the Philippines, Sri Lanka. That's not helpful. Each column has just one country that begins with the letter of its column. So we need a D in here. There's no D countries in South America. I think that means this has to be Djibouti. And I think this is ruling out the Democratic People's Republic of the Congo or something like that. So is this Djibouti? It is. If Finland is in this quiz, then so is El Salvador. Finland is not in this quiz, which leads me to believe F3 is going to have to be France. Because there's no African countries with an F, so this has to be France. The world's most southern-reaching country is in D4. So that's going to be Chile. Mexico is in the same diagonal line as Kyrgyzstan. So we're back to the Togo-Panama scenario. They can still go in E or F. We need a country with an E. But there's lots. There's Eritrea, Eswatini, Sorry if you guys can hear a little background noise. It's storming outside right now. What can we do here? What am I missing? So in the same diagonal, Kyrgyzstan. Okay, so let's just check this out. If we put Mexico here, Kyrgyzstan cannot fit in the diagonal. And if we put Mexico here, Kyrgyzstan would have to be in B1. And if we put Mexico here, Kyrgyzstan would have to be in E1. So Kyrgyzstan is either B1 or E1. Does that help me? Okay. Okay, I know what I'm missing. Every four-letter country from the Americas is in here. This is Peru. 2 of the 3 four-letter African countries are in this quiz. We know Togo is. And what's the other? Chad. What's the third option? Togo, Chad, Mali. Okay. Okay, so we know Mali can't be here because there's only 2 in this row that start with an M. So it's going to be Chad and Togo. So wherever Chad goes, Togo goes in the other and Panama goes below that. This is almost like a Sudoku. Now can we differentiate which goes where yet? I don't think we can. Okay, so if we have Togo and Chad, then we need a country that starts with an E in this row. It's not going to be in North America. In England, is there anything that starts with an E? Or in Europe, is there anything that starts with an E? I was thinking England, but it's not a country in this quiz. It could be Estonia. Now that's making me wonder, are there any in Asia that I'm just not thinking of? We have Egypt, but that's in Africa. Oh, should I risk it and do Estonia here? I feel like that might be the move. Yeah. What do we have to lose? Estonia. Whew. There's a 3-syllable country in F5. Mexico? Panama? Okay, so that does not help me, I don't think. Unless it does. Hold on here. I'm working this out so slowly, it's almost painful. I'm borderline bamboozled. I cannot figure out what could go in the bottom here. We have so viable options here. Mexico is in the same diagonal as Kyrgyzstan. I'm an idiot. That helped me. Okay. So everything here has to be an island, which means this is Kyrgyzstan and this is Mexico. There are exactly two two-word countries. I don't need that right yet because this can help me knock out a bunch down here now. What did it say about Panama? Panama and Togo. So we got that. A 3-syllable country. So this has to be Panama. And this would be Togo. That leaves this being Guatemala. Guatemala. There we go. Okay. So what does this say now? There are exactly two-word countries. Do we have any 2 words yet? No, it looks like we don't. So this is going to have to be a 2-word country here in Asia that is an island nation. I'm thinking it's Sri Lanka. And then this is going to have to be a 2-word country in Africa. 2 of the 3 4-letter African countries are here. So the United Kingdom is a 2-letter or 2-word. I missed that one. And we ruled out Mali, so this is Chad. Ooh, a perfect score. That took us a couple attempts, a lot of thinking. My brain is smoking right now. If you guys enjoyed that, please leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, keep coming back for more. Thanks for stopping by.